an interesting aspect to the way we celebrate Chanuka in halacha and in the poetry that comes together with the halacha is we can find in the Tfilah of Al Hanisim and in Ma'oz Tzu. But we'll start with Hanirot Alalu. Hanirot Alalu Kodeshim that we say when we light the candles is the only place throughout Chanukah that we halachically describe the battles that the Maccabim went through. Al Yedei Kohanecha HaKadoshim. We say that Hashem did these miracles through the actions of the Kohanim, the Chashmonaim. But in Al Hanisim, it's only hinted that they did anything. We don't hear anything about their actions in the battlefield. And in Ma'oz Tzu, even more than that, we don't see that they found an oil. The Ma'oz Tzu only describes in Yevanim Nikbetzu Alai, the only thing that is described is the miracle of the menorah, and we only hear that Hashem did this miracle with the menorah, and that's it. We don't hear anything about the battlefield. We don't hear anything about Am Yisrael coming and cleaning up the Mikdash even. We don't hear anything. In Al Hanisim, we hear that after the war, Am Yisrael came in and cleaned up the Mikdash and purified it and lit candles, and then that Am Yisrael turned these days into festive days. And the same thing we hear in Ma'oz Tzu. B'nei Vina v'chachamim. B'nei Vina Yemei Shmona, 8 days, Kav'u Shiru Enanim. These 8 days, they defined and decided that these 8 days will be days of song and grace and happiness to Hashem. So what we actually emphasize, if we can say in most parts of the halachic Chanukah maybe, is not what the Chashmonaim did at the time of the battle, but what Am Yisrael did as a response to the miracles. And I think that's something that we should look at and try to understand more in depth. What is the importance of this? And I think that the importance is many Chagim, the Chagim from the Torah, were decided by Hashem. You should remember Yetziat Mitzrayim. Am Yisrael should remember the Sukkot that Hashem sat us in. It all comes from Hashem telling us educationally what we should do. What's special about Chanukah is that it comes from Am Yisrael. Am Yisrael defined these days as festive days. And when Am Yisrael defined these days as festive days, this is a reaction, this is a response towards Hashem. It's not just that the next generation should remember this miracle, but rather this is a way of responding to Hashem's actions towards us. Hashem has done all these things for us, and we respond to Hashem by turning these days into meaningful days for the generations to come, that Am Yisrael should remember all the time to the how much we owe Hashem and how much we are obligated to continue in the path of the Avodat Hashem, keeping the mitzvot, of connection to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, of praising Hashem for these ideas. This is what we're obligated. This is the obligation that we learn from the Chashmonaim, to respond to miracles and react and turn back to Hashem, to see the next step, not only as what we do from here on in the Mikdash, but what we do from here on in our connection to Hashem, to see the connection to HaKadosh Baruch Hu as a relationship in which us as a nation, we have to return the good that we receive by grace, by turning these days into festive days. That's the idea. Hakarat hatov in the most deepest way. And this is something very important to pass on to ourselves, to our children, to remember this important idea of Hakarat HaTov to Hashem. Not only the miracles themselves, but the importance of recognizing them and passing it on. Shabbat Shalom and Chanuka.